Et bon, retourne toi YouTube.
Ah, it's the other kind. Variety is so important.
De quoi? Ah mais d'accord. Ils sont... Oui, non c'est bon, c'est moi qui fais de la merde. Je croyais que c'était sur un seul plan. Et non pas les uns les suites des autres. Mais du coup, c'est pas possible en fait. Je fais comment moi? Ça m'avance à quoi de faire ça en fait?
I truly do hate this part.
I know.
We're so close.
I, for one, never doubted.
Right.
is ahead. Boy,
Yes, sir?
time to flip the temple.
Yes, sir.
Let's just agree to stop saying flip the temple. It's starting to sound normal.
Pourquoi c'est verrouillé?
An army of statues.
I don't think they're the kind that come to life, if that's what you're worried about. Tyr often said that in the world of peace he envisioned, the only soldiers he'd need would be statues. Bless his heart, but the bugger did take himself rather seriously, didn't he? Brothers, I know what I promised, but in case this doesn't work, just remember, Tyr had good cause to create these obstacles. He's kept Jotunheim out of Odin's reach, but the world is hardly at peace.
No, but it's got hope. We're all working together now. We have unity. That's what the rune on the door to this place was telling us. We're on Tyr's path.
Quelque chose me dit que ces deux trucs là va falloir qu'on se les fasse. Non. Allez, retournons à Temple.
Lift with your legs, brother.
He knows.
Just trying to be helpful.
Mourir! LOL!
Standing. On the day that brute force is the answer, I'll be quite happy to be on your side, brother. And we're not dead. That's a plus.
There, on the left. I think we can climb back up to the realm travel room from there. See that, Mimir? Nobody can do all this alone. All these obstacles. They're just chances to prove we're the ones who can beat them. We may argue. Me and Father, you and Freya, Brock and Sindri. But when we all work together, we do make a good team. And that's Tyr's test. That's why we're gonna make it to Jotunheim.
Do you hear that, brother? Lad's found his equilibrium.
What's that mean?
You speak wisely, Atreus. And that is good to hear.
Ha! I guess the temple was made to be flipped.
Look, the tree's upside down. Or are we? I'm not sure anymore.
Roy, your knife.
Well, what have we got?
Some sort of travel stone.
Let me see. Great Outdumblers. That's the Unity Stone.
You know it.
I wasn't sure it existed. If Tyr possessed this, that explains how he could visit all the realms and other lands to boot.
He held this in the panel in Odin's library.
Yes. Yes, that's it. I understand now. It shows Tyr walking the realm between realms. You know how you must never stray from the path? Well, Tyr always followed his own path, if you catch my meaning.
The realm between realms.
A path to Jotunheim. Mais...
So you're saying Tyr's shrine showed him stepping off the branch of the World Tree. And you're thinking, to reach the secret path to Jotunheim, that's what we need to do?
I am.
Oh dear. That is what you're thinking, isn't it?
Attends. Quand est-ce qu'on est revenu sur le temple dans le bon sens? What the fuck? J'ai pas compris.
My brother and me got a new project, now that we're on speaking terms.
What do you want?
With the whetstone and hammer you've retrieved for us, Brock and I can construct the Dvegrathikar, dwarven armor of legend.
We just need 3 more mythical ingredients before we set to hammer.
Which are...
Dunno. Armor's pure legend, and the details is fuzzier than a wolver's butthole.
You expect us to find parts from a legend?
Oh, Motsognir the Dwarf King found 2 of them. Everyone knows that. But when he went looking for the 3rd...
Poof! He vanished. Maybe
Wow.
he'll find some clues at his stronghold in Konungsgard.
And looky here, a Konungsgard entry stone. It's got your name on it. How fucking strange. Alright, what'd you break? The stronghold's northwest of here, behind the Svartalfheim Realm Tower.
Large stone structure, creepy atmosphere. You'll know it when you see it. The Huldra brothers, back in action again. Oh, I can't wait to get started.
Never think I'd see such a day we was back to building as a duo. But it feels right, especially for this. Been so used to building on my own all these years, almost forgot how dang useful an extra pair of hands is.
I forgot how much easier it is to smelt scap slag with someone else gauging the temperature.
This'll be our best work yet. Just need a little help from you lot.
Ah non, je voulais faire le truc des nains. Non, laisse tomber, laisse tomber. Je voulais faire le truc des nains. C'était rigolo. C'est pas le Valkyrie Council que je veux moi. Attends, j'ai pas suivi la bonne? Bah non, je comprends pas. Alors c'est là, mais du coup on y va comment? On verra bien.
Good. I am more than okay with not throwing ourselves over the edge of the World Tree just yet.
In due time, boy.
Ah, really?
I'm glad Brock and Sindri were able to work out their differences.
Now they are twice as irritating.
Ah, I think it's nice to see them trust each other again.
Est-ce qu'on pourrait faire ce fight là par hasard? Allumer les feux d'alarme là.
Mimir, why did you say Tyr felt responsible for what Odin did to the giants?
There was an incident shortly after the forging of Mjolnir, when Tyr arranged a diplomatic meeting between Odin and the giant kings. Well, this was when the Long War was young, when victory was still a thing dreamed of, and the Jotnar might have tipped the balance between Aesir and Vanir. Odin had persuaded Tyr that the hammer was merely a deterrent, a means to broker peace from a position of strength. Tyr was hopeful to convince all parties they would prosper best through peace. He knew the giants were deeply concerned about the hammer, a super weapon in hands they did not trust. But they trusted Tyr. Tyr always believed the best in people, and taking Odin at his word in his desire for peace, he brought the Raven King to Jotunheim. From there, things unravelled quickly. The giants anticipated Odin's trickery and exposed his true agenda to spy and steal their secret wisdom. With magics, they expelled Odin from their realm and cursed him never to return. Frustrated, Odin visited his fury upon the giants of Midgard. Thor unleashed Mjolnir's might upon any giant he could find. None could stand against the tide of slaughter that followed. And at last, it seems, with Tyr's aid, they retreated. The tower disappeared, no giants could be found in Midgard, and no man nor god has set foot in Jotunheim since.
Ah, c'est un mec sympa, Odin. C'est un mec sympa. J'ai la grosse épée.
Another name. Hildur.
Someone who loved the Valkyries enough to do this? I wonder. Perhaps the Queen?
There's something down there. That dragon, it's Baldur's, isn't it?
Yes.
And you brought it down to save me?
It was very heroic.
Shit. Comment j'accède à ça, moi? C'est qu'il y a ce truc là qui a crevé. Comment. Tcha, tcha, tcha. Aïe. Oh la vache. Ah, il y a des patterns d'attaque dégueulasses le pépère. Oh merde. Non, j'ai fait l'esquive.
The apple doesn't fall far.
Ouh, c'était chaud.
Another name. Gunnar.
Why the arcane runes? Perhaps we're meant to find something in Muspelheim and Niflheim.
Muspelheim et Niflheim. C'est vrai qu'il y a notre copain là-haut.
Mimir, you never told us what Magni and Modi had to do with Hrungnir.
Oh yes. Well, what happened after Hrungnir fell slain upon Thor was that nobody in the court could get the stone body off of him. Thor was no use at this point, his brain rattled, his breath shallow, but none of Odin's men were nearly strong enough to help. Then enter little Magni and Modi, no taller than shrubs. And while nobody but myself was looking, they flipped over Hrungnir's corpse and freed their father. Magni, being blonder, got all the credit, and Modi remained bitter about it from that day to the end, which I don't need to tell you about.
fait tuer les lames, mais ça sert à rien, j'ai l'impression.
Hey, wait for me.
Nope.
Another name. Ulrich. Amir, why did you work for Odin if he's so horrible?
It's my career! And if you mean to make your career as a counsellor to kings, he can't very well rule out petty maniacs. Available positions are scarce enough. My first master was a cruel piece of work as well, but I learned through him the enduring power of wit, which served me well with kings and gods alike. I couldn't have been much older than you when I started. A fairy king's errand boy and unofficial jester. By night, my mates and I had the run of the forest. Good fellows they called us, knavish sprites to the last. We'd get up to all manner of mischief, making fools of the local mortals. But as long as our lord was kept amused, we were spared the consequences. Oh. Then one day he was not amused, and I saw fit to move on. Thankfully, the ages and roads travelled since then have turned me from that merry wanderer into the paragon of virtue you see before you today.
Sorry, not ready.
Voilà. J'ai plus la rage. Donc s'il y a une grosse bestiole là-haut, je suis un peu dans la merde. Tiens, tu joues à Harry Potter maintenant? What? Comment ça je joue à Harry Potter? C'est quoi ces conneries? T'es sûr que t'es sur le bon truc, Granzac?
Another name. Air! That's all the ones I see.
Ah, d'accord.
How are we supposed to light the braziers on a tower that's not there?
J'avais pas dû aller par là. Peut-être que j'y aille. On va y aller, tiens. Donc là c'est allumé partout j'ai l'impression, sauf genre par là.
Lemire, how'd you come to be in these lands?
Lad, there comes a time in every man's life when he changes his name and heads north to make a new start. If you live long enough to do this many times over, you might end up as far north as this place. By the time I arrived, I already knew Odin by his reputation, and so I set to demonstrate my worth by coming to him with something I knew he'd value. A mystic well of knowledge. Or rather, I should say, a well of water laced with enough mystic mushrooms to make a god see visions. Or I can just tell you the story later.
Ah non c'est bon, c'est déjà tourné comme il faut. Tu veux pas l'ouvrir s'il te plaît? Putain, obligé de faire le tour, c'est chiant ça. Tout ça pour un coffre.
There's something down there.
Now, I believe I was just acquainting Odin with my mystic well of knowledge. Oh, he was rightly impressed. Can't say for sure what he saw that led him to try gouging out his own eyes, but I managed to restrain him before he finished the job. Then I persuaded him it has been his sacrifice made for an even higher form of sight to be bestowed. Blah de blah de blah de blah. I used to think he never caught on. But the day he took my eye, I realized he had never been fooled. He knew I'd outwitted him, called the lesson wisdom, and hired me to make sure from then on I was on his side. And for a long, long time I truly was. Doesn't mean he didn't hold a grudge.
Oui d'accord. Ah bon? Mettons. De toute façon, c'est pas comme si j'avais le choix. Hein. Ouais. Ah ouais, non, mais ils sont niveau 7, d'accord. Ah oui! Ouais, non, mais c'est bon, j'ai compris. Ouais, c'est que non, ils sont niveau 7 et en un coup, il me vire les 2 tiers de ma vie. Ah, ça va être compliqué là, ça va être compliqué. On commence des trucs bien chiants là, ça va être nice. Je vais pas du tout rager. D'accord, pas de soucis. Je le vis bien. Eh ben. Ah, puis il y en a un avec un bouclier. Fuck. Bonjour. Oh bien sûr. Il m'a défoncé la gueule. Au secours. Je suis sûr que je vais devoir me refaire les deux autres. Parce que sinon c'est pas drôle. Hein? Shit! Mais qu'est-ce qu'il fait là lui? Non. Pourquoi lui il est venu, bordel? Il était pas venu sur les autres. Il était resté bien sagement dans son coin, ce petit bâtard. Ah, ça va être... voilà. Ça va être chiant. J'ai perdu toute ma vie. Non mais c'est fun. Mes attaques les fassent pas, ça m'énerve. Mec, tu leur mets des coups de hache dans le dos, bats les couilles. Ils bougent pas. Mais je comprends pas leur pattern d'attaque en fait. C'est parce que les mecs, t'es au cac et d'un coup, bim, il te met un coup, tu sais pas comment. Et il te démonte toute ta life. Voilà. Le mec, il te fonce dessus, tu peux pas l'esquiver ni rien, et voilà. Et tu viens de lui mettre un coup après et il explose pour on ne sait quelle raison. Et c'est le décès. Le gros fun. Tout ça pour avoir un putain de coffre où on va rien avoir de la merde dedans encore. Non, 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 je fais des esquives, donc non. Ça me gonfle. Gars, tu fais une esquive au moment où il t'arrive dessus au corps à corps. Et il arrive quand même à continuer à sprinter. Ça m'énerve. J'en ai marre, ça me cave. Ah putain. Enfin ouais, tu peux pas... Le mec te fonce dessus, tu peux pas l'esquiver, tu peux pas le parer. Enfin, à part mourir, tu fais quoi du coup? Voilà. Et quand tu les touches au corps à corps, tu te fais quand même défoncer. Chaîne, hein? Oh mais ça m'énerve putain. Mec, ils ont une aptitude quand tu les touches au corps à corps, ils explosent. Mais forcément, qu'est-ce que tu veux que je fasse? Ça m'agace. Mec, en 2 attaques, tu peux te faire démonter la gueule. Oh non. 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 Non, c'est dommage que t'aies été voir lui. Ah bordel. Mais je lui fais un enchaînement, je finis par un coup qui l'éclate au sol, et ça ne le fasse absolument pas, le mec qui traverse mon attaque. Enfin, ça sert à quoi de faire des attaques puissantes si au final c'est comme si tu mettais une pichenette au truc. Je comprends pas. Ah bordel. Ah mais va mourir, espèce de saloperie. Non. Pourquoi j'ai esquivé en arrière alors qu'il fait une attaque qui charge? C'est pas pratique ça, le soleil. Juste se mettre par là. C'est agaçant. D'accord, donc la caméra a même pas commencé, je suis déjà dans la merde. Magnifique combo. Dommage. Voilà, niveau 8 déjà il me fera plus chier. Voilà. On n'a plus que l'autre maintenant. D'accord. me suis quand même pris les coups. Voilà. Normalement ici. Tout ça pour ça. C'est une attaque à la con. Rage des titans. Pas top, hein. Même pas ça m'améliore mon perso. Tout ça pour rien. Tout ça pour rien à part perdre toute ma vie et la moitié de ma rage. Nice, 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 nice. Enfin non, j'en ai récupéré plutôt. Mais ça me rassure de me dire que j'ai fait tout ça pour absolument rien.
Mimir, I still don't get why you ever wanted to work for Odin.
Back then, I was young enough to still be ambitious. The Aesir gods were as powerful a force as I'd come across, but they clearly lacked for strategy, focus, and sage counsel. All this could I faithfully provide. And so, a stranger from a far-off island found himself with Odin's ear, trusted as he trusted no one but himself. And with that kind of power, laddie, I must confess, there are perks.
Yeah, but he's Odin.
I never claimed to be perfect, laddie, only clever. And often too clever by half.
So what'd you do to get Odin so mad at you?
Well, for a long time my job was to enable Odin, and I was fucking excellent at it. Gradually, as I grew more to care about people and the world, my job became to contain him. To protect him from himself. By serving peace, I served his interests as well, that's the truth. But he saw it as disloyalty. No longer trusting my motives, but not wishing to part with my brain or tongue, he bound me to a tree and adopted a new pastime of casual torture.
Well, I'm glad we came along to cut off your head.
Aye, lad. Lucky break that was.
Bonjour monsieur. Comment ça va?
This'll be our best work yet. Just need a little help from you lot. Come on in, then. So much for peace and quiet.
Donc là, j'ai rien à...
Next time, I guess.
j'ai rien à faire ici. Ah, peut-être gagner de ce côté-là. Vite, le seuil en pleine gueule. Il n'y a rien d'autre ici en fait. À moins que la baisse du niveau de l'eau ait permis d'ouvrir une voie, mais je pense que j'ai fait tout ça pour rien du coup.
That sounds like a dragon. Robert, on your right! No match for us.
Je sais pas ce que j'ai fait. Sans doute ça.
Atreus, follow me.
Sorry, I got distracted.
On va se refriter contre un dragon. C'est ça le délire? Ça faisait longtemps ça. Ah, c'est un gratuit. C'est un qui est gratuit ça. Ok.
Hey, that could be valuable.
C'est un truc que j'aurais dû faire beaucoup plus tôt, ça j'ai l'impression. Parce qu'ils sont 2-3. Ça c'est le retour, d'accord. Très bien. Bon d'accord.
Boy,
Sir,
T'as dû l'or à traduire.
I am aware of it, boy.
Qu'est-ce que quoi?
Ah, give him what for.
a chained dragon? Mother used to tell me stories.
This dragon is dangerous.
I guess so. And it sounds so sad.
Surely it's sad from all the roaring and fire breathing, lad.
That was that!
Quand tu veux, hein. Non? Bon, d'accord.
Get away from me!
Mais pourquoi?
Not very many graves here. Small settlement.
Non! Aïe. Il me casse les couilles ce dragon! Possible d'être chiant à ce point là? Ah.
The dragon shrine. Mother had a story about three chained dragons in Lisbon. The shrine must be related.
There were 3 runes on the pedestal.
We've got to find the other two and free them.
It does not concern us.
No, but it's what Mother would have wanted. And it just seems right.
Guard your emotions, boy. Your enemies will not hesitate to use them against you.
Yes, sir. I guess this actually was a pretty big settlement.
Longer.
Not yet!
C'était juste mettre un coup de pied dans la chaîne pour que ça tombe. Juste pour faire chier ça. Bon YouTube, on va se faire une petite pause encore là. Je t'en reprends juste après. A tout de suite.